thousands of new immigrants moved to Alberta. Come with me to find out what new adventures can help them integrate into their new home.
This is Alberta!
Here in Fort Edmonton Park, you can go back in time and learn what it was like when Edmonton was just a fort. You can find out about the history of the city and what it's taken to make it what it is today.
Good day, sir. How are you?
We are on our way to 1846.
So we're about to go into the 1846 fort, and that's really where Edmonton started.
Fort Edmonton Park is a living history museum. We bring Edmonton's history to life, and we represent time between 1846 and the 1920s.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you looking to trade some furs?
What makes us a living history museum is the fact that we have custom interpreters on site. They each represent a character of the past, and they really make history fun.
Welcome, good day. Come on in and take a look at how we're living here right now. It's not much, but we do have a roof over our heads, so it does help us somewhat. Who wants to give a hand doing the dishes here? If I can get them all done before my wife comes back, she'll be very happy. She'll be impressed that I did it all by myself. So.
That was really cool, washing the dishes and everything. I'm used to using, like, running water and all of that, so to have to use water in bowls and everything, it's really interesting to see how they lived in tents. These people, they're living here in the winter and stuff. It's really cool to see how they adapted to these circumstances.
Here at Fort Edmonton Park, you can see the 1920s Midway, 1920s Street, 1905 Street, 1885 Street, and the 1846 Fort. The Al Rashid Mosque was the first mosque that was built in Canada, and we showcase it here in Fort Edmonton Park. It was moved to the park in the early 1990s, and during the week and the weekends, we offer Muslim programming. So we have a great partnership with the Muslim community here in Edmonton, and they bring that history to life for everyone.
I think it's great that you get to do it in an overall immersive experience. It feels like you're time traveling. You get lots of hand-on stuff that makes sure you remember what you did after you left. So I think, yeah, there's like some experience I feel like I'm going to kind of even remember and talk about as even when I grow old.
Much of what I've learned had a lot to do with the experiences that many people brought from other parts of the country, other parts of the world, and how they were able to adopt and incept their own insights and experiences into helping make Edmonton become a more versatile community.
You can't come to the town of Slave Lake without experiencing the lake's famous walleye fishing. With a license, I can fish all day and even take one home.
The town is called Slave Lake, but we're actually located on Lesser Slave Lake here in northern Alberta. Huge lake, approximately 130 kilometers long, about 10 kilometers wide. It's a great spot for tubing, for water skiing, floating around the lake, and obviously the fishing is some of the best in Alberta.
I'm Terry Bowman, and I operate Up the Creek Sport Fishing Company, and we operate on Lesser Slave Lake. So we take people anxious to go fishing to experience our walleye on Lesser Slave Lake, and we take them out on the lake and let them enjoy that experience. I supply everything. I have a fully equipped boat with all the tackle, all the life jackets, all the equipment you'll need. So you can reel it in a little bit because you've got quite a bit of slack out there. Reel it in a little bit. There you go, you're good there. The first time people experiencing, it's a great opportunity for them to come out and do that. So you probably want it. There we go, we got a fish. Oh, you got him?
Yep.
Okay, bring him to the boat. Atta boy, there, nice fish. Look at that.
That's it. I know how to catch.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put this guy back.
Okay. Thank you. Wow, my fishing experience today is great, yeah.
I want to get some more.
Sam got another one. Bring her to the boat. Attaboy, nice fish. Nice fish. Good fish.
You got a trophy now.
You got a trophy now. Yeah, we'll put him back.
I caught maybe a reasonable number of fish in a short moment of time. So it's a value on me now.
So we're gonna have to measure this one. This is a nice fish. Woo-hoo!
This is Alberta!
Today was a great experience. It's even a nicer experience with someone like Sam because he hadn't done that before, and you could just tell by the sheer joy on his face. Reel it in, counterclockwise. There you go. Right. Just reel it in.
Whoa, this guy's big.
There we go. Reel it in.
He's
Reel
massive.
Bring him in.
He's bigger than anything you guys have ever got before. Oh my
Tip
gosh.
up, tip up. Bring your tip up. Bring your tip up.
Oh
there we go. In the boat.
Yeah.
That girl, bring her home. There she is. Oh, woo. There we go. Hey, thank goodness. Let's just push this.
Got one finally.
The beautiful scenery we have here, the bird life that we have here, it's a true Alberta experience is what it is. Well done. There. Can't say you didn't. Go home now. Yeah.
I'm here at the North Shore Homestead on the shores of Lesser Slave Lake. I've come here to meet some furry friends that have recovered from near extinction.
Welcome to the North Shore Homestead. We're going to go out into the herd with this trailer. That is the front of the trailer. So you're going to, all of this is in the background. So you'll be right in the herd. The bison will come close. They're not going to climb on board or anything. For years now, I've done interpretive tours into the herd, and I think that's probably the thing that this herd is more acclimatized to, the tour wagons and things coming through. So they really don't take any notice of us.
What's the big one, eh? Huge one.
You do actually see the bison interacting in their natural way exactly as they would out in the wilderness, and have, of course, for thousands of years previous.
Do you have any noise that you can call them, like,
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Buffy, 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 herd, Buffy, Buffy.
They're coming.
You're sitting low enough that you're eye to eye with these bison, and that takes people by surprise a lot of times. You're facing these guys head on. Back in the 1880s, the bison was just about extinct in North America. I mean, literally, it was down to somewhere between 400 and 600 animals left, period. From 60 million down to a few hundred. Literally, it is the efforts of farmers and ranchers who saved the last herds.
Do you remove the wool or it come out naturally?
It falls out in the spring, all on its own. And you'll see right now,
yes,
it's letting go. Some people are what they call allergic or sensitive to sheep's wool, right? Mm-hmm. Sheep's wool is shorn, you have sharp edges, and it itches. This starts naturally and stops naturally, so there are no cut edges. It doesn't itch. New Canadians generally tend to be quite curious about the land that they've come to, and something like the bison is probably not that well known in the rest of the world, and I guess in a lot of ways there's a mystique about it, and they catch on to that fairly quickly. And being able to experience the bison and sort of learn something about it is interesting to anybody, let alone the new Canadians that are still exploring and discovering their new land.
To me, it's still the first experience integrating with wild animals, And back home, we don't have it.
Back in 1930, my dad immigrated from Germany and ended up homesteading on this place. So he put his whole life into this place. It's basically blood, sweat, and tears, battling the bush, as it were. I am now carrying that on, and I feel I have a certain obligation, if you will, to steward this unique property. Not only is it a lake location, it's historical with the museum and the buildings, to keep it in good shape and pass it on to the next generations.
If you're interested in getting out on the water here in Jasper National Park, one of the best ways to do it is to join a rafting float trip. It's a mild experience. You go along the Athabasca River in a large group, and you'll only be on Class 2 rapids.
My name's Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And I'm going to be your guide for our journey here on the Athabasca. So believe it or not, the hardest part of the trip, just getting onto the raft, finding your seat. Rafting is a great experience to get outside, get to see the wilderness and experience water firsthand, where you're right next to the power of that river. Who's first?
I'll go first.
All right.
I'm gonna make a fool of myself.
You have a seat? Spin your legs. Perfect. This is very easy rafting. As far as participation goes, people just need to be there and have a sense of enjoyment. Don't need any special equipment or gear to do our rafting here at Jasper Raft Tours. And we're gonna be traveling for 9 kilometers here on the Athabasca. It's gonna take us about an hour today. Usually in the early spring and fall is the only time the water's clear enough to be able to fish. This is Alberta's largest and longest flowing river, which will eventually make its way to the Arctic Ocean, over 10,000 kilometers upstream. The Athabasca River here was used for the fur trade, running from the kind of the mid-1700s right up until the mid-1800s. This area is a very popular area for beaver, and not uncommon for us to see beaver here on the Athabasca.
Going down the river while we were rafting, it was so peaceful, but then at times, because of the rapids, it was a little bit of a thrill as well. Whoa. The water is just beautiful, the scenery is amazing as well.
To be honest, I never tried rafting before in another place in the world, but it was pretty fun. It was like you are enjoying the rapids and you are enjoying like the mellow parts. So it's like a combination of the sightseeing and an adventure trip.
It was a fun, exciting experience, and it's kind of thrilling as well.
The rafting trip is a great way for newcomers to Canada to be able to see the Rocky Mountains, all the nature and the beauty that Canada has to offer. Whilst being on the river, you know, you get to see a view that you wouldn't get to see while you were walking.
Another rapids.
That's right. This is our next set of Class 2.
Oh my gosh, Mommy, hold me tight. Hold me tight.
We call this one the Rock Gardens.
So that was such a beautiful, relaxing experience, rafting and floating down the Athabasca River. I have to say, I have a little bit of a taste for those rapids. So next time, I'd like to try a Class 3 or 4, or maybe even 5. Maligne Lake is beautiful. It's about an hour's drive from the Jasper town site, and it is the oldest attraction in Jasper National Park. Visitors have been coming here since 1908.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Maligne Lake, the beautiful Jasper National Park. You're definitely in for a beautiful day on the water.
The boat tour is a duration of an hour and a half, taking you to world-famous Spirit Island. Our history is very young here, but the boat tour taking you to Spirit Island will tell you all about the amazing geology history that we have here.
So this is the largest naturally formed lake in the Canadian Rockies, and it is the longest lake in Jasper National Park at 22 kilometers or 14 miles long.
It's like this place captures the true essence and spirit of the Canadian Rockies, it seems like, and have been captivating people and attracting people from all around the world.
Being on the Maligne Lake boat tour, I actually have been on it quite a few times. Every time is different. And I've heard people say Lake Louise is a pearl of Rocky Mountains, and I really experienced Maligne Lake is the whole necklace of it. Yeah, I love it.
So we will be here for about 10 minutes. You don't need to keep track of time. We will honk the horn for you when it is time to come back to the boat. Up on the left, that wooden hand railing is a trail. It's a loop, so don't worry, you can't get lost. But it has a nice upper-lower viewpoint to get that iconic photograph of Spirit Island.
People, when they get off the boat here at Spirit Island, are limited to a circuit leading to a beautiful viewpoint for pictures and then back to the boat. So people cannot just disperse everywhere. They have to stick to a trail. And as well, we ensure that our boats are well maintained in order to leave zero impact on the environment.
Spirit Island for me, it's not really an island. It's actually partially attached to the land. And then that's why I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, and then there's actually not just the postcard the angle of that. You can see, like, you can go a little bit around and just to, view the island. It's pretty cool.
On Maligne Lake, options are just endless. You can go kayak, you can go canoe, rowboat, you can use electric motors for fishing as well.
It's just so peaceful, and then just the mountains, the nature, the birds, everything, it's awesome.
Imagine having an adventure on a glacier. Well, here in Jasper National Park, you can do just that. You can stand on the Athabasca Glacier, and you can also go to the Glacier Skywalk, which is a glass platform that allows you to look at the nature all around you.
The Columbia Icefield is one of a kind in the world. It's a triple continental divide, and water flows into 3 oceans and feeds very important major river systems for different industries in Canada and also the United States. And this is the most accessible glacier that we have in the Canadian Rockies. Where'd you step? The vehicles we use for tours on the glacier are called Ice Explorers, and they're custom-made vehicles that can carry 56 passengers. Some of them are also wheelchair accessible, and they were designed specifically for glacial travel. So just to put things in perspective for you, this is a map of the Columbia Icefield, and this is the Athabasca Glacier. That little dot there is about where we are here at the turnaround point. If you look right behind you, peeking out from the clouds, you can see there is a big step of ice there. This was what we call an ice fall, and there's 3 of them. When people come here on the Athabasca Glacier, they can throw snowballs at each other, drink some glacial water, walk around, take some amazing pictures, and enjoy the time that they have to walk on this huge piece of ice.
Drinking the water was really cold, but yeah, like what they said, it was definitely really fresh and probably one of the best glasses of water I've ever had. Being on the Athabasca Glacier is amazing. Like, I mean, you get snow in Calgary all the time, but it's nothing like being on a giant field of ice and just being up close to the glaciers and seeing the real colors and how blue it actually is in real life.
How big is the Athabasca Glacier? The last official measurement for the Athabasca Glacier dates from 2007. It's 6 kilometers long, so it would have been retreating since then. And it's about 1 kilometer wide, so roughly 6 square kilometers is the size of our glacier here. The Glacier Adventure teaches a lot more than just a fun time or holiday out here in the Canadian Rockies. It teaches that the water coming from glaciers is crucial to humankind and also for the different ecosystems of the Canadian Rockies, and that everybody can play a part in making sure that we use this water responsibly.
The Glacier Skywalk is the newest attraction in Canada's Rocky Mountains. It opened to the public in the spring of 2014, and it gives visitors the opportunity to step off the edge and get right into nature.
We are right now on the Glacier Skywalk in Jasper National Park, and we're right off the Icefields Parkway. And this is one of the most unique attractions that we have in the Canadian Rockies. It's a glass platform 280 meters suspended above the Sinawapta Canyon. Here we offer a full interpretive experience with interpretive displays and also presentations offered by our tour guides.
So that's the lynx and that's the snowshoe hare.
Cool.
The Glacier Skywalk won a ton of awards for its design, as well as just the experience that we've created there. Sturgis Architecture out of Calgary, the designer of the Glacier Skywalk, pulled together this incredible design for us that really fits in with the natural landscape and blends into the natural landscape, and we're so proud of what we've created here.
I like just having the bird's eye view of, you know, like the mountains and being able to see, for example, the waterfall from up top is just a whole different perspective than just being beside a mountain or being beside a waterfall. We weren't sure if we were going to see any wildlife, but we did see a goat on the side of a mountain, and it was pretty awesome.
1, 2, 3. I got it!
Is it scary to walk on the Glacier Skywalk? Not really. It's been designed to be able to support the weight of a Boeing 747, and it also has a special structure that allows it to withstand difficult weather conditions such as high winds. Totally safe and a lot of fun.
This clear ground beneath me really is amazing because you feel like you're almost like a bird suspended in the air here. I just saw a goat go by on the rocks. You have this beautiful view, and it's really accessible, which is neat for everybody. Anybody could come here and have this experience. fun things about being in the Rocky Mountains is you never know what the weather's going to be like. One moment it's really hot, then the next minute it's raining. There can be hail or even snow. So there's one activity you can try that's actually enclosed. It's called the Lake Louise Summer Gondola. You go up in a gondola, and if you're lucky, you might even see a grizzly bear.
We're here at the Lake Louise Ski Resort and Summer Gondola. It's a summer operation that we offer to guests who come by during the summer seasons when we're not in the middle of ski season. And it's an opportunity for people to get up the mountain, experience and see what a lot of people would see in the winter, but see it in the summertime. And the really amazing thing about it is you actually go over top a grizzly bear corridor. The entire base area around here is sort of covered by electric fence to make sure that you're safe while you're in the base area. And when you get off the top of the gondola, there's an electric fence that covers you and protects you up there as well. You do have the opportunity to go outside of the electric fence and hike above on selected trails at different times of the year.
We are headed up the gondola. Fingers crossed we see some grizzly bears. And at the very top, there'll be a nice view. It's about a 14-minute ride. We're about a minute in now. For the first time seeing a bear, people go crazy. They can't believe that beneath them on a chair, there is a grizzly bear or a black bear. And this is their natural habitat. We haven't brought these bears in. They are here because this is a wildlife corridor, and this is where they're supposed to be. And we as humans get to discover that, and we are not interfering with them at all, and that is really cool. And if you see a bear, make sure you tell. Make lots of noise.
Wow, so the bear's over there?
Can you see him? There? Yeah. Oh, that's a grizzly bear. You can see by the hump on his back.
Wow.
There he is.
There is a big guy.
Looks like he's eating dandelions.
What I like about being in the gondola is that you still feel excitement, even if you're just sitting down, because of the awesome view, and you get to see a lot of things like bears.
We're about to get out. We're gonna exit on the right-hand side and head down the path to Whitehorn Lodge, where the interpretive center is. So this is a grizzly bear. You can see by the hump on the back. They have much lighter fur than the black bear.
You know, when new people come to Canada, they're coming from countries that probably never have anything like this. They're not used to the wilderness. They're maybe moving from a very large city to another large city, or even if they're moving to smaller communities, they're still not getting an opportunity to see what makes Canada so unique from around the world. And the Rocky Mountains are a very unique asset of Canada, and certainly Banff National Park, one of the oldest and most wonderful national parks in the country. And really, for an opportunity for new Canadians to come and see this really adds value to, you know, the big adventure that they made to come to this country in the first place.
Cowboy culture is famous in Alberta, and a trip to this province wouldn't be complete without a cowboy cookout.
We are at Banff Trail Riders in beautiful Banff National Park. Here we take people on horseback rides, anything from an hour to 6 days.
All right, just step around here to the left, please. That left foot.
We can take people who have never seen horses before. We teach them everything they need to know to go horseback riding.
So these horses are what we call Western trained. So what that means is you want to hold the reins with one hand, and you want to keep your reins loose on the horse's mouth and your hand in front of the saddle horn.
Folks ready?
Come on, Spidey.
These horses know their jobs really well up here. They know that their job is to walk down a trail through the mountains in a quiet, calm manner.
The Cowboy Cookout is a 3-hour activity. It's a 1-hour horseback ride out along the Bow River through the wilderness to our cookout site. There we are greeted by our cooks who prepare your steaks to order along with all the fixings.
Yeah.
The steak is really good, and the people who made it, I would say, like, they're proud of what they're doing and they're happy with what they're doing. So I enjoyed it a lot, and I love the butter.
I love the food, steak, beans, awesome, great.
Hold on, and swing it just like that, there. The activities that we do at this cookout, there's horseshoe pits, there's a rope and dummy, So if you want to practice roping or try to learn how to rope, we got that.
Okay, I'm gonna try here. And, oh, so close.
Yeah! That's how it's done.
One day when I became a cowboy, I go every year in Stampede in Calgary. I enjoy watching those riders and all the things they do. When you ride on top of the horse, you just feel relaxed, and it's kind of amazing.
Tourists come here to do this because this is about the most unique place in the world as far as scenery, the ability to do horseback trips in a place that is like no other place in the world, like the Canadian Rockies.
If you ever wanted to climb a mountain, you can do that at Mount Norquay. They just built a new Via Ferrata, which allows visitors to try a safe guided climb. You can get a real good taste of mountaineering.
A Via Ferrata is a series of metal rungs and ladders embedded in the side of a mountain that allows people with absolutely no experience in mountaineering or climbing to make the way up the side of a mountain.
We're gonna go for a walk on the mountain, and where it gets steep and rocky, we put these things in to make it a little easier to move along. And all the while, there is this steel cable beside us here. And we take our leashes, or clippers as they call them, and we always stay attached to it. We have a second clipper, and we put it on there, and then we're always attached when we move our clippers along. So here we are at the beginning of the Via Ferrata. It starts right here.
The Via Ferrata is very safe at all points. You're always harnessed in, and the way it's designed is so people at all points will have a metal ladder or rung to hold on to. You're in a full harness and a helmet and with your ACMG guide, so very safe.
My experience today on the Via Ferrata was amazing. You know, I had such a good time. I didn't expect it to be like that, but it was a good time and I felt comfortable the whole time I was climbing up the mountain. The clipping system was new to me at first. I liked it though, it was nice and it keeps you a lot more comfortable, you know, you feel a lot more safe.
I loved Via Ferrata. I personally am not an experienced hiker or climber, so doing the Via Ferrata was really good for me in terms of I had a guide. You're looking out over the Rocky Mountains. I mean, who doesn't love that? I don't have that at home, so being able to do that was awesome.
Oh, it's an awesome experience. I never before have done the climbing, so it's awesome, yeah.
Actually going up and climbing and clipping in was easy. It's easy. It's more a brain thing, a mind thing, a confidence thing than a physicality thing. And I had to remember to not always look at my hands, but also look at the beautiful view.
Here we are at the top of the Ridge Walker Tour, 2,350 meters above sea level.
One thing you might not expect that you can do in Alberta is caving, and you can do it in one of Canada's longest caves here in Canmore. It's called Rat's Nest Cave, and it's true to its name, there are rats in there.
Ratus Nest Cave is one of the longest caves in Canada. It's 4 kilometers and 3 meters long. Going on a guided tour gives you a safe introduction to caving, so you get a feel for what it looks like inside the cave and what to expect when you're there. So we're gonna come over this way, through the little hole in the wall over there, and we'll see ropes right away. We're gonna clip our cow's tails into the ropes, then hold on to the rope and slide down on our back. When you get to the bottom of the rope, you're gonna clip onto the new rope, and then yell clear, so the person at the top knows it's safe to come down without kicking you in the head. That's it. You're going right underneath the skinny part. You want to stay as far right as you can. Just like a slide in elementary school.
It's like a water slide under the water.
It feels cavernous and cold and dark, but it's really not that scary because you have all the lights on, and so you get some light to see everything that's around you.
It would be scary if you are by yourself, but I guess if you're in group or if you're going with someone experienced, I don't think so it is scary. So you can try with the person who is really into this, then it will make much more easy and fun place to go.
So another thing you can learn about Alberta in this cave is a little bit about the history and the geology of the province, how the mountains were formed, what a fault line looks like, what the mountains are made out of, and what kind of animals live in the area or have lived in the area over the years. We've got 7,000 years worth of bones down in the pit at the entrance there that have been gone through and cataloged and studied over the years. So all sorts of things to learn about geology and natural history of the area. You're right in the fault line there.
Oh, cool. It's really narrow here. And I'm a small person, but I don't know if I can fit through easily. I felt like a fish.
That was amazing. Being in Ratus Cave is so exciting. I have to admit, at the beginning, I was really nervous. Climbing through those little spaces, I was like, okay, I'm going to climb right back out. But it was really, really exciting. And one part of it is that I've learned that I can push my body harder to get through all these little spaces and places. And I haven't seen any rats yet, but I can smell them, I can tell you that much.
Nice, and just slide right down on your bum down this way, then over to your left a little bit.
I think I've learned a lot. I didn't think it's so beautiful inside because we don't see this beauty. It's hidden, and I think I'm proud I did it. I didn't think I can do it, but my body was okay.
So you guys are looking up at the ceiling over here. You'll see some little skinny guys growing off of the ceiling there. Those are called soda straws, and they're the fastest growing calcite formation in the cave.
Edge of Calgary is Windport. It's a legacy from the 1988 Calgary Olympics. You can come here and imagine what it would be like to be an Olympic athlete and try some adrenaline-pumping experiences.
We're all about allowing athletes of all ages to discover, develop, and excel in whatever sport of choice they choose. So here in the summer, we have all kinds of activities from mini golf to skyline luge to zip line to our summer bobsleigh experience.
Summer bob, age,
So our summer bobsleigh experience, you go down the same track that was used in the 1988 Olympics, and you go down with a pilot, so a trained driver, and you experience 2 G-forces and go up to 80 kilometers an hour. It takes about 60 seconds to get to the bottom, so you're experiencing exactly what you would see on TV, except we're on wheels instead of on ice.
And you want to scooch up. Everyone's gonna get nice and cozy in here. All right, you guys all good to go here?
The bobsleigh was more intense than I thought. Thinking that it's only 80 kilometers an hour and only 2G, I expected it to just be like any car ride, yet it was like the most intense roller coaster ride I've ever done, but obviously different since you are in a bobsleigh. So yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I did it.
So the bobsleigh went up to 88 kilometers per hour, can you imagine? And I was okay. I acted cool. I thought I'm gonna freak out and things like that, but it was just awesome.
Here at Windport, we have 3 zip lines. So we start you on our warm-up line or our trainer, which gets you used to the bracing position. Then we send you down Monster, which is about a 500-meter experience. It's actually the fastest zip line in North America. And then to finish it off, we throw you down our Plaza line.
What I liked about the zip line being in the city was the fact that I was able to see Calgary. I do live here, and to see it at such a high vantage point was amazing.
We're lucky enough here in Calgary to actually have the longest skyline luge track. So when you come out and experience it, you get to take our chairlift to the top of the hill and then skyline luge all the way down.
And then give me some brakes. And one more time, I'm gonna do a really fast turn, side to side, and a fast stop. Awesome.
The luge was fun. The way they have it set up is like a go-kart. You just go down at your own speed if you want to go down. My kids have had fun, and it's definitely a good place to come.
If you're looking for an adventure here in Dinosaur Provincial Park, you can join what is called a fossil safari. That's where you go on a hunt looking for the remnants of dinosaurs and the creatures that lived amongst them over 75 million years ago.
Dinosaur Provincial Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for three main reasons. The first big reason is that we have the world's richest deposit of Cretaceous-era dinosaur fossils. The second reason we are a World Heritage Site is because of the largest section of badlands in Canada, and it is beautiful here. And the third reason that we are a World Heritage Site is because we protect an area of the prairies, or a habitat that's found on the prairies, that is rapidly disappearing, and it's the cottonwood riparian habitat along river systems. All right, everyone, welcome to Dinosaur Provincial Park and the Fossil Safari. The first thing I want to do is introduce you to dinosaur fossils. And so I'm going to show you how to recognize dinosaur fossil, what it is that you're looking for in order to know if you're looking at a rock or a piece of dinosaur fossil. The fun thing about the fossil safari is that you get to go hunting for fossils. You get a chance to go out and first of all learn why was the fossil here, so a little bit of knowledge that we like to build up in people. They get a chance to look at big fossil material because there is a lot of fossil material in the protected area of Dinosaur Park. Can anybody tell me what I'm looking at or what you're looking at?
Spine cord.
It's the vertebrae, exactly, part of your spinal cord. So this is just like in our bodies. We have vertebrae in our bodies stacked up in our backbone, going up. The spinal cord would have ran right through there.
It's exciting. I really came to the right place where the dinosaurs used to live. And it's amazing that we found the bones, and it's real. I used to think that, that it was a fairy tale or they just make for the movies of the dinosaurs. But now when I came here today, I believed that when I saw the bones of the fossil, it's real.
If you look at the hillside that you're sitting on right here, like where you're sitting, yeah, all of these pieces here, this is all dinosaur fossils. It's almost like a waterfall of these fossil fragments coming down the hills here. There was probably some big bones up in there, but as they get exposed by the rain, they get damaged very easily, and so they kind of shatter down the slope like this.
I can't believe there has a dinosaur before I come here. Even so many proofs in the museum, I can't believe. So if I touch it, oh, that's a bone from a dinosaur. Oh, I feel so amazing.
So this is definitely dinosaur fossil. You can see the little holes in there again. Yeah, exactly. The foot of a duck-billed dinosaur is, with the toes and those big bones is kind of about that big. So it's a big animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And where did you find this? Just on the ground there?
Yeah, just on the ground there.
Wow.
And then it's just sitting in the rock, at the top of the rock.
The comfort camping offers a very unique opportunity for people to come out, to sleep in the park, to hear the birds in the morning, to enjoy that fresh air, but without worrying about having to carry all that gear in their car or their backpack and unload everything and set it all up. Go on inside and check it out. This is, of course, the main show here, the big queen-size bed. Of course, you have a fully functional little mini bar. You have some tea and coffee available for you. I hope you guys have an excellent night. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
It was really nice. You can just sit down, have time for yourself. You don't have to wonder about anything in the world. It is so beautiful that you are engaged to that part. You are not going anywhere else.
In Coaldale, there's a rescue center that also serves as an eco-tourist experience. It's called the Alberta Birds of Prey Nature Center. You can have a truly interactive experience with these feathered friends. Right, Edgar?
Here at the Alberta Birds of Prey Centre, basically we like to think of ourselves as a working conservation centre. And what we try to do is rescue and release injured hawks, eagles, and owls back to the wild. And we love to share our work with visitors. And so these guys here, these burrowing owls, are a pretty interesting species of bird here for southern Alberta. They nest underground in abandoned badger holes out on the prairies. Bird of prey is basically, they can be any size, from a tiny bird that'll fit in the palm of your hand to big eagles. And the common qualities that they all share are sharp hooked talons and also a sharp pointed beak. We try to make it very experiential, so when people come through, they actually get to see and experience the work that our staff are doing here on site. Visitors can put a specially trained owl on their arm for really good close-up photographs. We do walking tours of the site, and then we also do flying demonstrations as well. These birds are specially trained so that people can interact with them a little bit. You'll just lightly balance on your hand. Yeah, and this is a very social, gentle little bird, okay? And so you're welcome to reach out and stroke him if you want. He's not going to reach over and bite you and cause you any harm at all.
I think it's a great experience to be able to get closer to the birds that you don't see in everyday life, and actually get to hold them and even get under the wing of a huge eagle.
We've been running this facility for approximately 30 years, and we don't get any government operating subsidies to keep the place going. So we're very grateful when visitors come in. We do charge an admission fee, and we're also a registered charity, so donations are welcome. And that's our only source of revenue to keep the place going and to help us release more birds back to the wild.
The experience of holding the birds was touching and emotional for me. I didn't have an opportunity to actually hold birds in my life. It was my first time. I was able to inspect it and to see it closer, to see its color, to see its eyes, and to see it turning its head, like turning it 180 or closer to 360 degrees, and I wanted to hold it more.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Feeding the ducks is kind of scary, but then fun and ticklish, kind of. Like, they tickle you a lot.
We also have regular flying demonstrations through the day where we turn hawks and eagles loose. They'll fly around, swoop over visitors' heads, and then land on the arm of a trainer.
It's awesome. It's a great experience.
There we go. So you wanted an up-close experience, right?
The UNESCO World Heritage Site, Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump, welcomes visitors here to learn about the First Nations who've been living in this area for thousands of years. It's a great place to learn about their connection to the land, which still exists today.
Head Smashed in Buffalo Jump is a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of what happened thousands of years ago. It's when our ancestors would round up the buffalo and herd them up and lure them to the edge of the cliff, stampede them over, and it would provide everything for the people: food, shelter, clothing, tools, weapons.
The group that we have here is what we call today the Blackfoot. Back in the old days, they would call themselves Nitsitapi. And these Nitsitapi left their mark and stories in the land. Today, we have the drumming and dancing, but we also have building tours. And we have all the displays that we see throughout the building, as well as taking a walk beneath the cliff and along the upper trail. We come this way here. This hill that you see behind us here actually forms one of the drive lanes that leads from the gathering basins down to the kill site. And these drive lanes are simply piles of rock that guide the buffalo down to the kill site. Okay, so you can follow me down this way. This is the kill site right out in here. What you see out in this whole area beneath us, this flat area, is what we call the processing area. That's where a lot of the work took place in order to become the resources that would sustain the people.
What I think of the buffalo jump itself, it's very interesting because you can imagine when you're there yourself, you can imagine how it went and how people hunt their food, basically, and how they maintained and kept their own family lives. Yeah, it's great to see.
So without the buffalo being here, we wouldn't be here. But these animals coming in, they drop a buffalo chip on the ground, and that creates the prairie and the topsoils that allow for farming and ranching and providing us with food.
I think it's very important for new immigrants to understand what the history was in Alberta, in Canada, to take some pride and ownership and learn the history so that we can all live in harmony, so that we can create a better understanding and a better communication amongst all people living in Canada. It's important that the First Nations culture is shared and is accurately understood because it represents the fabric of Canada.
I felt emotionally touched by the dancing of the Native people because they showed that this culture is still alive, and knowing that the background of the culture, I'm happy to see that it is still alive.